right now. Oh, he steals it away.
Steal into the fear attempt.
And the immediate flash does come out as now Raptor in a lot of trouble. Clear coming on over as the Umbral Blades come in. That's first blood. Gideon just walks up.
Gideon, who has ruled the early jungle.
Man, yeah, that early first blood. Just
the timing of this is a little bit thin, as they just have no Brion. They're just going to, I think, give this dragon up.
I think
There's still some time, but I think they need to fight, or they needed to, but I don't know if they can anymore.
Oh, Realm Warp actually from Roma to mess with them here as the Paranoia is going to get pressed. Gideon biding his time, though, wondering whether he wants to get in there as he does find the backline. Tempered Fate hits onto 4 as Gideon gets on in there. Flash does come out as now Roma does put Taeun in prison. He takes a magical journey out as Gideon sends the flash forward to help really kill that Pantheon as Taeun gets sniped by Teddy. And the egg will come on down. Roma's probably got enough damage here to try and take it out, although it will be relatively close. Vikla does put him in the freeze for the, and then
away. And the Vikla death here is also him losing his passive. Roma flashes here to make sure he gets the kill.
In the meantime, Roma with no flash is now just kind of caught, but does just run his way out of there. And Glacial Storm coming down. Namgun getting on in there. There's the Paranoia. And wow, okay, where did the Pantheon go? He is just dead. There is no egg on this Nivea either as Kellen looking to move his way in. Cosmic Binding does miss. And the bros, I mean, Wolf, we were talking about can we stretch this 500 gold lead? It's 3.2K now.
Now it almost feels like the game is a little bit unplayable on the BNK side. I liked the setup BNK had on the previous Dragon fight, but BRO were able to kind of finagle their way through that. Even though they didn't have Prio, they were able to win the fight. They outplayed there, and now they end up getting the second attempt, securing that dragon.
Which is doing. Clear is looking to try and grab some crockery though here from this bottom lane as Kellen could be in a bit of trouble. Man, that Hyperproc did a whole lot of damage. There's the Paranoia once again. Flash over from Gideon to make sure that Kellen is very dead, and now Raptor really wants to try and get out of here, but there's the Mega now. The Flash Wallop comes in and Casting will take down the Pantheon. Now a teleport through from Vikla alongside Clear here. They're not going to go to take down the turret.
It's the right call. Just get Casting ahead here and then just simply avoid this fight.
And it's only used to avoid the Tempered Fate, but Casting is still getting even more. And they're going to use the Rift Herald, so they're going to take top outer turret, mid outer turret, and maybe even top inner turret?
I think it's time to introduce the term Bracro.
Whoa, what's that?
It's Bro Macro. Challenging now. And because their comp has to kind of slow play and poke, they're always going to be vulnerable as Roamer.
Oh, almost gets back in as Kellen making his way in. Namgung is going to be there. Let's see whether they can actually keep Roma safe. He flashes. The Tempered Fate can hold him in position, and the Magical Journey will bring them down. True Shot Barrage finishes him off. Man.
They were like, we will use all 5 ultimates.
At least now, you know, he can use the barrier because of the amount of damage Teddy did.
And now, potential teleport flank angle.
Yeah, that's a Mega Gnar making his way in. The curtains are being called here as well as Vikla looking a little bit worse for wear. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, Roma is fighting against Clear, and Casting says, I'll just come out and help you, buddy. As Gideon presses the Paranoia button, now they don't have the information, but the teleport out from the Renekton is good, and Namgung is just dead. Oh no, kind of looked like the Bro lights went out as well.
Yeah, I think that the idea was to hold Paranoia there and stop disrupt basically the team fight of BNK, and then look for a follow-up Nico ultimate. So Namgun was fishing for it, but then he just died. And this is actually going to be Bro Realm Warping.
Very cute Realm Warp. Does get them in exactly the position they want to be. Deadly Flourish is going to get Taeun out of there as Vikla is teleported back in, Casting with a big Gnar. Let's see whether this Gnar can make it happen. Flash is up and available as well. We know that that super play is coming. It's going to connect on only one though, as Raptor uses that to actually get in towards Roma, but he's going to get executed by this gigantic Nocturne, who will just eggify the Anivia. And I guess the chicken does come before the egg, because the egg just was taken out, and now there's no more chicken as Pop Blossom, as Namgung makes its way back in, and is looking to try and take down Kellen, just kind of solos him on the back end of that play. It's now Taeun against the wall, and he did manage to keep himself there, as it's a quadra kill for this incredibly fed Nocturne, and the Bros teammate with it instead.
Yeah, the ult was very weird, but the rest of it, he gets a kill at least. You know, he's the only gold lead here for this team.
Oh, True Shot Barrage connects onto Casting this time. As Pop Blossom manages to find two. Gideon looking for the backline, but he gets stunned up immediately. Takes down Taehyun though, and he's still alive! He had a GA as well, my goodness! Okay, he is just a little bit too fed. And now the Renekton, he goes into his ultimate, but just gets slammed against the wall, chain CC'd, and hit with a fourth bullet from Teddy. Oh, man, I mean, if ever you were racing to the bro light and I'm speeding, it'd be today, Wolf. I've increased that one to 900 so far, but I imagine the Red Bull Baron bro power play is probably going to look all right. That's a decent wall, but oh dear! Oh, you make walls and then casting just slams you into them. It's another double kill to come on through for Gideon. Can he find even more? As, yeah, I mean, I guess that's all you can really do, Raptor, is try and dive onto the AD carry and see whether you can take him down. But Teddy, he's got a bullet for him too. And the bros, I think, are going to put BNK FearX out of their misery here in this game and just continue ascending here in the LCK. Absolute incredible bro up from these guys. Am I right?
Absolutely. This is
the flash forward from Broma, and now Namgung makes his way through, finds the Pop Blossom, doesn't even die for it as it's another kill. 10-1 and 7 here for Gideon. As at least they buy some time with the Tempered Fate there. Gideon goes down to his GA, but he is going to survive. Casting turns up with a full health bar, and that will spell the end of game number 1. The bros just put down BNK in clean fashion. As we do have Casting and Clear just fighting one another. So Clear's feeling pretty okay about this as he looks to try and get back towards his side of the lane.
Beating.
Yeah, Gideon moving up. And does Clear have enough dashes left remaining? That's the question. The flash after him from Gideon. And that's first blood over to Casting.
Hey, Gideon.
Yeah. Oh, because I normally just say it. Yeah, maybe that's part of, maybe my wife is right.
I mean, what I mean to say is
I don't even know how that even happened. That's Mad Movie. Put that, just the flash in the Mad Movie. I love it. As, all right, Vikla smells blood in the water, flashes on forward, the fire kick is there, the flash away, and Vikla will be able to find the double. They made him work for it, but he picks it up in the end, and that may have put BNK back in this game.
Yeah, I think so. Just yet, but we're going to maybe get a glimpse of it on this Dragon. Gideon is top side.
Yeah, Gideon just going to walk on over here as the public execution does come on down. There's a flash in from Casting, though, to lock down the kill, and he will not be taken out by the tower. Now, is the cross map going to be there? That's the question. Looks like the vision set up here.
They have the ult. It's so tricky to actually try to commit to this. I think they're instead just going to look for the jungle. Could have looked for Dragon, but now maybe that ship has sailed as Roamer is a little vulnerable.
Yeah, bounces out of the way of Raptor as he does get the jump scare. Let's see whether he can get into the between worlds, and he does, but the arrow is going to connect from downtown. Beautiful aim from Taehyun. That is going to help Raptor lock down the kill.
And that was the kind of CC into CC I was talking about finally in play here. That should be the Dragon. They did not
try and outrange the Lucian. A little bit more difficult when he's just consistently getting warm hugs, feeling better.
Oh, Teddy?
Yeah, just walking around the side, looking to try and execute Kellen. There's the cease and desist onto the Lucian, though. They've already taken down the Aurora, but Teddy is trying his best to get these kills, and he just will not find them. 3 dead, and BNK FearX are just going to ace the bros. Well, not ace them because the Zahin was just not there at all.
Well, right before Teddy went forward, I was like, look at Casting because he was between the turret.
Cannoning forward. Teddy just dashes out of the way of the charm.
And now I just don't think they can really get in here. Arrow?
Yeah, it is going to connect, but Gideon not too worried about that one. Raptor not going to be able to get in, so that will be the Mountain Drake going over to the Trundle. The Aurora will get tagged by that Encore as Taehyun also taking some damage back. Vikla now dancing around the fight with his ulti, but the bros do not want to give him any sort of reset opportunity. But there's the charm, cease and desist, and down goes the Aurora once again. Can Raptor get out? That's the question, but Teddy gets tagged by the public execution. The Grim Deliverance, though, should be able to take down the Vi. Can Casting keep himself alive, though? He does have the passive stacked up nicely as Gideon getting on in there, but can Casting get out? That's the question. The charm is mistimed, and Casting should be able to blast cone his way to safety alongside the Trundle.
Out of control this game on the Zahin. This is
been able to capitalize on the attention that they're giving the Aurora and has also ceased to exist in a lot of these fights as well. Bros need to solve this problem as now Gideon Oh, Arrow is going to go wide. There is the culling just to dissuade them from going any further forward. Roma now over the wall once again as he bounces off to the side. That is going to be a dead Trundle, although he will be able to survive with the help of Emilio. And now Raptor into the backline is in a lot of trouble. Just gets sniped. Roma is also dead and went for a bit of an expedition towards the top side.
It's a Raptor for Roamer trade in this situation. Late to the party here on this one, but we'll eventually get there.
Yeah. Dragon is live now as Vikla looks to move in. I think so much of this hinges on Namgung and how well he's able to utilize his ulti. Is now Teddy going aggressive once again. Taehoon! Is he just executed? He is! Teddy locks down the kill onto the Ashe. And now it's Vikla, basically the last one alive who has the ability to take down these carries. Doesn't quite find Teddy there. As 4 versus 5, it looks like BNK still wanting to fight for this one as Casting maybe isn't the target that's all that easy to take down.
Yeah, he's a great flank blocker there, basically. He's just like, you guys can't get in. I'm not going to let you collapse onto this team. Denies their entry. Too difficult to kill, too fed. And now they're just rushing down this Dragon with Teddy's damage, and that will be enough. Good play
for Bro. Going to be a pretty rough time into this subjugating, incredibly tanky Trundle. That will
just play this and group up, and now you don't actually have a numbers advantage.
Yeah, Vision does go down here as they look to pillar Vikla. They see the money, and they want to take it for themselves. Hard to lock down the Ahri, but now she's ulted. And once that wears off, the Bros can start a fight. Now the culling comes through. Teddy actually not wasting any time as Raptor, he goes in, public execution into the backline. Teddy is gonna survive though, and now Clear trying to escape the battle. Vikla with no ulti though is nowhere near as mobile as he was in the past. As the beat drop, not enough to take down Roma, and all of the Bros stay alive.
And with no jungler here, you can't do what Brion is gonna do. Now Bro have to be on the offensive for the first time, and it's gonna be very, very difficult to get in. Gideon trying to close that gap.
Yeah, he's just wandering over right now, down to 6K, as the Bros kind of milling about. Here's the teleport in from Casting. As, okay, Raptor does go for the engage, but the culling is just going to murder him. Public execution goes wide, but Teddy still in trouble as he gets charmed up. They manage to take him down, but Casting already picks up a double. As now Roma is doing the damage. Taehoon trying to get out, but Gideon is just eating him. He just hits him with his truncheon, takes down the Ashe, and now Clear versus Gideon and Casting. That is not going to work. He might be able to take Roma with him, but that doesn't even happen. And now Gideon Casting, they'll easy. Right now, Teddy, though, is just going to push through, probably grab this turret as Vikla in a bit of trouble here. Lands the charm onto Roma though. Still taking the worst end of that stick with Namgung there to try and defend his mid laner. Vikla in a bit of trouble. Let's see who is going to be able to pick up this Dragon as the culling comes down, just trying to soften them up before this fight has even started. Between the Worlds comes through as Vikla dashing on forward. He's so incredibly low as now Casting dashing to the back of the fight. He's got the passive built up now as Teddy takes down Raptor. Clear battling, wants to take out at least Emilio for his trouble, but not even that's going to happen. Vikla's dead. Kellen once again.
A back-breaking play. It was step-by-step Bros defensive setups and team fights. Got them inch by inch closer to the gold lead of BNK. Now they take a 4,000 gold lead. They're breaking open the base here. 5,000 gold on the Red Bull Baron power play. Whoa. I think Bro have done it.
Look at the kill score and tell me what Gideon's KDA is this game. We get to the later stages, the Emilio's value is just extraordinary into what BNK want to do.
Yeah, and when they lose map control, it becomes difficult to fish for those turret. It's blinking at them.
It is.
Or else.
There might be a doggo in there. Be careful. It's all right. Vikla standing pretty far up as Teddy just throws out the culling and doesn't get hit by anything. It's kind of insane.
Just sieging the
comes
turret.
on through, and they are just sieging with a low-range AD carry. It is somewhat difficult to do, as now Gideon throws down another kennel, and that is just going to be used for disengage.
The Seraphine's going to heal up a lot of that poke that we just saw attempted as the arrow.
It'll connect as there is the Encore as well. They want to protect their Emilio, but they're not going to be able to do so as Namgung does go down. Now the Bros trying to keep Teddy alive. Dashes out of the way, goes down to his GA. And now you've got Casting. Grim Deliverance is going to come through, and down will go the Vibe. But Teddy's dead as well. Can Casting do it? That is the question as Roma gets over the wall, and there's the flash onto Taehoon to lock that one down. And now it's just Vikla to try and kill Casting here. And honestly, I don't think this raid boss is going to be taken out by this Ahri, unfortunately. He is just too gigantic in this game.
The late game Zahin started early this game with the early jungle attention from Gideon, and he got the money, and he is utilizing it, I think, better than maybe we've seen anyone on a Zahin so far since release. 5,000 gold the lead here, and it's basically all his.
Oh my god, these turrets do not last at all. As down will go Clear, and down will go the Nexus turrets. Roma and Casting the only ones in the picture, but honestly, they had a pretty fantastic game. Roma mainly soaking a lot of the attention, as Casting will have that last auto attack, and down it will go. BRO